Hi, I'm presenting the features of living and deceased liver donation and transplantation in Saudi Arabia. I'm the Executive Director of Clinical Services at the Saudi Center for Organ Transplantation, which is the governmental body supervising all activity related to donation and transplantation. As disclosure, I have nothing to declare, and you are welcome to share details of this presentation on social media. To start with, this is to see that the Saudi Arabia is with an active organ transplantation program. We are performing around 40 organ transplant per million population per year. The second one is the liver transplantation green, came after the kidney transplant. So as accredited organ liver transplant program, we have 4 accredited for deceased organ transplantation program, 3 situated in the capital Riyadh and 1 in Dammam. This is in addition to 2 organ transplant performing only living as private hospital with the low number, 1 in the western region and 1 in the capital Riyadh. So we have the active deceased donation program since the 86. And currently we reach more than 2,200 cases recovered from deceased donor program. And as example, just to show you the critical pathway of deceased organ donation last year, out of reported cases, 400 cases, we came out with 74 consent for organ donation, and keep in mind is minus 41% compared with the years before because of the COVID era. And here the description about the 74 donors. First, we have 13 consent for liver donation, but not recovered. It constitutes about 17%. And this is due to infection in 38%, and another 38%, 5 cases with the sudden circulatory arrest before reaching the donor hospital. Another 6 liver were discarded after recovery, which constitute 8%. And this is due to steatosis in 4 cases, and 1 for chronic hepatitis, and 1 technical liver recipient arrested during the transplantation procedure. So we come back to the utilized. 47 liver were utilized, which constitute 65% of the total pool of consented liver for donation. And also it's worth to mention that we have very good organ sharing program from UAE. 3 liver were recovered last year, and 9 liver were recovered from Kuwait, because they have an active deceased donation program, but we don't have a suitable recipient, so we took benefit to share these organs to our patient, and also to include the GCC from Gulf patient in organ transplantation transplanted in Saudi Arabia. So out of 47 liver utilized, it was transplanted to 51 recipients, because 4 liver were split to 8 recipients. Here is the map of organ allocation between the centers. Currently, we use the mixed model because we took into consideration to manage all the donor hospital between the 3 accredited transplant centers in the capital and 1 in the eastern, based on fairness for population and cover the donor hospital. Of course, in addition to have the priority for primary non-functioning graft and urgency for liver transplantation. So this is the distribution between the 4 centers, when we have the 51, almost 45% transplanted by King Faisal Specialist Hospital, Riyadh, with the total of 7 pediatric, 5 of them in Riyadh, 2 in National Guard. And we take into consideration that at the same time we allocate 6 for urgency, 7 pediatric, 4 splitted, and 2 combined with the kidney or heart transplantation. Very important factor in our disease, liver transplantation, that the use of air transportation. So the Medivac used in 21 cases, and our mean cold ischemia CAM in the liver transplantation was only 6 hours. 27 liver below 6 hours, 17 liver between 6 and 8, and only 7 liver exceed 8 hours. As living liver transplantation, total of 193. Of course, the majority is from living related, 30% for pediatric, and you have also very strict regulation for unrelated to be in the ethical way, and the majority of them is for pediatric patients. So here is the cumulative liver transplantation over the years. We exceed the number of 1,196 liver transplant from the deceased donor, and from living more than 1,697 liver, and a small part for living unrelated regulated liver transplantation. So as the global observatory data on donation and transplantation, Saudi Arabia performed around 10 liver transplants per million per year. Majority of them is from living donor, 70%. And I will conclude with this slide showing from the International Registry of Organ Donation and Transplantation that the feature of living liver transplantation in the country is up to date with the current standard internationally. Always the Saudi Arabia in the last 5 years ranked between the first 3 countries. Last year dropped to 5.8 organ transplant, liver transplant per million population per year, ahead after the Turkey and South Korea. But as you can see in the disease liver transplantation, more improvement should be done in disease transplantation to optimize the donor quality and organ donation process in order to improve the disease liver transplantation. Thank you for your attention.